Today's topic is types of RTOS kernel. Okay, so there are two types of RTOS kernels. One is called as a preemptive kernel. Okay, called as a preemptive RTOS, and second is called as a non-preemptive RTOS. So we have to see the definitions, and also we'll see the it's a diagram also, and also we'll see the examples. That is how non-preemptive kernel behave and how preemptive type of kernel will behave. Okay, so first we'll see the non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, and then we'll see the preemptive type of kernel. I think up to this it's okay. Just give me some confirmation so that I can go for the this next point, types of RTOS kernel. Is it okay till now? Yes or no? We have 21 students. Okay, so it's fine. So now again I will request you people to be very attentive for this lecture. It's very important concept again, okay, regarding your RTOS. Rather than theoretical one, I will explain with the help of this diagram. Okay. Now just see what is a non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay. Now we have seen the situation that let I have two tasks. Okay. One is a low priority task, that is what's shown in the diagram. Okay. So just try to understand the diagram first, and then I will explain the what is the meaning of non-preemptive type of kernel. So here I have two tasks. Okay. That is low priority task that is shown in the diagram. Okay, which is indicated by this gray portion. Okay, the first is a low priority task, and now if you observe on the right hand side, you have the another task is called as a high priority task. That means right now I have two tasks. One is a low priority task, and another is a high priority task. Okay, and I have one microprocessor or one microcontroller. Okay, now there are numbers that are given. Called as a it's in bracket 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So these numbers in the bracket, it indicates the time instances. Okay, that is, it indicates the time. Okay, that is a time instance 1, time instance 2, time instance 3, time instance 4, time instance 5, time instance 6, and time instance 7. That is, at that time instance 1, what task is going to execute right now. So that indication is given by this time or this time instant. Now there is a one short form called as a ISR. Can anybody do the long form of ISR? What do you mean by ISR? What do you mean by ISR?
Interrupt service routine.
Okay, very good. Okay, it's an interrupt service routine. Okay, that means there is some external interrupt. Okay, that may occur. Okay, and if that external interrupt occur, the microprocessor or microcontroller has to give the service to that particular interrupt. Okay, so that is the meaning of this interrupt service routine. Okay, so interrupt service routine is the program which is responsible to the shift of your microprocessor from one task to the another task. Okay, so this is the responsible factor for shifting the control of your microprocessor from one task to another task. Okay, so what is remaining now? We have to understand what is a non-preemptive type of kernel. So right now the situation is like this. I have one microprocessor or one microcontroller, and I have two tasks. One is called as a low priority task, and another is called as a high priority task. So my question is, I have two priority tasks. Then at any time or at the initial time, which task is going to execute by the microprocessor? Okay, so that is the question. It is the oral question. Are you getting? I have two tasks, low priority task and high priority task. So at any time or at the start of your embedded system, which task is going to execute by your microprocessor? So what is your answer? What is your guess? It's very simple. It's only two ways. First, you just write low priority. If it is not, then you write high priority. Is it okay? Okay. So some answer I have got from it's a high priority task. Okay. Is there any other answer? Yes, see, at the time of task state transition diagram, I have repeated, okay, in previous lecture also I have repeated, and just in the start of this lecture also I have repeated that if I have number of tasks, okay, now which task is going to execute first, okay. So for example, now Kakade says it's a high priority task. So if high priority task is in execution, okay, then is there any meaning of high priority task? Okay, anyhow it is going to execute first, then how I can say that it is a high priority task? Okay, are you getting or not? There are two persons, one is very important, okay, some for example, you have some VIPs, okay, ordinary peoples or and VIPs. So which having the high priority? The VIP peoples, okay, because they are very important peoples. But when they have the high priority, if some ordinary peoples are in queue, okay, and if some VIP peoples comes, okay, only then you have the meaning of high priority. Okay, so the overall meaning of this is at any time your high priority task is not going to execute first. Okay, are you getting? Only the if low priority task is going to execute, and if after that if any high priority task comes, then you have the meaning of the high priority. Otherwise what happen, already high priority task is in execution, and if there is any low priority comes, okay, so at that time high priority will get the complete execution. The same case will be applied to the VIP. If already VIP persons are in a queue, okay, and is there, if there is any ordinary peoples that comes after the VIP, then is there any meaning of VIP, because already they are in queue, okay. So that is what happens with the task also. So task having the high priority and low priority, always remember, or if possible you write it down, at any time or at the initial time of your microprocessor or microcontroller, your low priority task will be in execution, okay. So at any time your microprocessor or controller is going to execute the low priority task first, okay. So that is what done here, and after that it will take the high priority. Okay, why high priority? Because they are waiting for something to happen. Something to happen means some external user to press the button, for example. Okay, so still user presses the button, it is not going to execute. Okay, if you compare with the previous example of calculating the tank level and pressing the button. Okay, so here we have seen that calculating the tank level having the low priority, and pressing the button by user is having the high priority. Now in this case, if you observe carefully, you are pressing the button by user, this task is blocked because it is waiting for some external user to press the button. So this task is not going to execute by microprocessor at any time, okay, or at the initial time. So your microprocessor has only one choice, that is only the calculating the tank level, okay. So this task having the low priority. I think this is clear. So at any time or at the initial time of your microprocessor, your low priority task would be in execution. Okay. So the same thing is done, for example, in this case. So our scenario is like that, like this. We have one microprocessor or one microcontroller, and we have two tasks. One is a low priority and high priority task. Now, in the initial state, the low priority task is in execution. Okay, so which is indicated by this time instant one. You just observe this low priority task, and that time instant one, the low priority task is in execution. Okay, so this gray area shows that right now microprocessor is busy in executing the low priority task. For example, you are calculating the tank level. Okay, but what happened? There is an arrow. You just observe at time instant 2, there is an interrupt service routine occurs. Okay, so this section is shown by this black, complete black rectangular. So interrupt service routine means some user has pressed the button, okay, that is some external user has pressed the button, which is your task 2, okay. So this indicates that I have some important part to be executed, okay. So this interrupt service routine will check, will tell the microprocessor that some another task which is very important rather than the currently executing task, okay. So it indicates that please stop the current low priority task and please execute the high priority task which is interrupted, okay. So this information is given by the ISR, okay, at instant 2. At instant 3, you just observe at instant 3, the ISR is executed. So what is the role of ISR? So ISR will tell the microprocessor that some important task is waiting for the execution. So please interrupt your low priority task and execute the high priority task. Okay. So this information is given by the ISR. Okay. So that is what done by this ISR. So just there's an arrow and some statement is made. That ISR makes the high priority task ready. Okay. That means right now your ISR tells the microprocessor that some high priority task is ready to run. So please stop the low priority task that is in a running state. Okay. Now, however, in non-preemptive type of kernel, the microprocessor will not stop the execution of your low priority task, even though there is an interrupt from the high priority task. Okay. So at instant 4, it will again continue to execute the low priority task. You just observe. So at instant 4, it will again come from instant 4 to 5. And during the instant 5, that is what's shown in the slide. So shown in the slide by using a gray area. So this is a complete time for which your low priority task will be executed. Okay. So it is indicated that low priority task will be executed first at instant 1 and at instant 5. So this total instant 1 plus instant time instant 5 will with the total time required to execute the low priority task. Okay. And once the low priority task is executed, now at instant 6, since low priority task relinquishes the CPU, relinquishes CPU means it will release the CPU because the low priority task is executed. That is one task is executed which having the lowest priority, and now there is only another, that is only there is a second task is available, that is only the high priority. So now microcontroller shift from the low priority task to the high priority task since the low priority task is completed. Okay. And it will go to the high priority task and it will execute the high priority task which having the time instant 7. So time instant 7 shows that this is the time required to execute the high priority task. Okay. So now this is what done in this non-priority type of kernel. So what is your observations in this case? What you have observed? I want the answer. What is your observation? Anyone? You can put the answer in chat box also. What is your observation? No observation at all. So I can observe here that, just see, that is, I have two tasks, low priority and high priority, but it is observed that even though the high priority task is interrupting the microcontroller for its execution, microcontroller is not going to execute the high priority task. Okay. That means that some ordinary people are in queue. Okay. And after that, some VIP people comes, but whatever the controller, he has decided that let us first finish the ordinary peoples, okay, and then I will give the control to the VIP peoples, okay. That means there is no any benefit of being the VIP because anyhow they have to wait, okay. The same thing is happen in this case also, that is your high priority task has no meaning at all because anyhow your microcontroller will going to execute the low priority task. Okay, so what is non-preemptive type of kernel? So non-preemptive type of kernel says that even though your low priority task is interrupted by the high priority task, your microcontroller is not going to shift its control from the low priority task to high priority task. Okay, rather than it will first finish the low priority tasks, okay, and then it will execute the high priority task. So this kind of kernel is called as a non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay. So this is what the definition is given. You just observe here, non-preemptive type of kernel. So it will allow only take microprocessors away from the low priority task when that task blocks. Okay, that means when the low priority task is completed, you just observe here, only then it will release the microprocessor so that high priority task is executed. Okay, now in this case, what happened? The high priority task having no meaning, because why we have assigned the high priority to the this task, because it is very important. Okay, but this particular objective is not executed or met by the non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, are you getting or not? Just give the confirmation from everybody. Please give the confirmation. Are you getting or not? I have get only one from Kakade only. Other people have not got the non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay. Saidi Kutur has also given. Okay. Deshmukh. What about other people's? Whether they are present or not? They have only turned on the mobiles. Just this is very important. I will tell you again. This point is very important in our talks. Okay, Gaikwad, Patole. Okay, okay, no problem. Now just see, this type of non-preemptive type of kernels are also called as a cooperative multitasking. Okay, why cooperative multitasking? Because they will cooperate to each other. Okay, to share the CPU, because there are only two tasks and I have only one microcontroller. So both the tasks will share the CPU such that both will try to execute themselves. Okay. So that's why this is also called as a cooperative type of multitasking. Multitasking means more than one task. Okay. So as these tasks cooperate with each other to share the CPU, that's why this is also called as a cooperative type of cooperative multitasking. Now next is, an ISR can make a higher priority task ready to run, but the ISR always return to the interrupted task. Okay. Just say, understand it carefully. That is, the role of your ISR is to make a higher priority task ready to run. Okay, but what is the problem with higher priority task? The microcontroller is not available. Okay, that's why higher priority task is not going to execute, because the lower priority task already taken the microprocessor. Okay, so that is the problem with the higher priority task. Now, the new higher priority task will gain control of the CPU only when the current task gives up the CPU. Okay, that means once the low priority task is executed, the microcontroller will get the control of the higher priority task. So such a kind of scheduling or kernel is called as a non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, so non-preemptive type of kernel having one disadvantage, that the highest priority task has to wait. Still the low priority task is executed. Now that is the main disadvantage of using the non-preemptive type of kernel. Okay, so if you have any pen and notepad, you can note this point. This is very important point. Okay. Now if you understand this one, you can understand the preemptive type of kernel. Okay. And now let's see, in a preemptive type of kernel, again we have the same scenario. What is the scenario? I have low priority task. I have high priority task, and I have only one microcontroller. Okay, the same situation. Now I will ask the same question again to you people. Okay, at the start, which task is going to execute by the microcontroller again? Whether it will execute the low priority task or the high priority task. What is your answer? At the start, just I have started my embedded system. Okay, so which task is executed by the microcontroller, whether it is low priority task or the high priority task? I have already asked this question and also I have given the answer. So I expect the answer from you now. Okay, all of you. Otherwise, I have to call the name. Pratiksha Bhosle, Pratiksha Doke, Pratiksha Gore, then Prachi Gadve, Khadke, Komal Vanve. What about you? Archana Gaikwad, okay, they have given low priority. Okay, Samiksha Deshmukh, Kakade, Nikita, okay. So just a low priority. Just I have told this many times. So always remember, at any time, that is at the start of your program or execution, your microcontroller is executing the low priority task. Okay. I have also explained the same situation in analogous example in the class. Okay, that is, I am delivering some lecture. Okay, for example, right now I am delivering you lecture. Okay, online lecture, and if there is some important work, okay, you have some important work, and if somebody from your family have interrupted you, okay, now which is the important work? Okay, so the family member who interrupted you, so that is the highest task. And what is the lowest task? That is the online lecture. Okay, so this task is having the low priority. Okay, and the person who will interrupt you, okay, so that task having the highest priority. So anytime the low priority task is in execution, just remember this. Okay, very good. Now, again, the same situation. I have two tasks, low priority and high priority. I have one microcontroller, and as usual, your microcontroller will execute the low priority task. So again, it is shown by this diagram. You just observe it. Low priority task that is in execution. Now, I have not shown here instances. We can show the instances also. That is for this first rectangular shows that at the start, your microcontroller will execute the low priority task. And what happened at some instant, for example, instant 2, there is some external interrupt occurs. Okay, that means some higher priority task want to execute. So that interrupt will come to the microcontroller. So your microcontroller will switch the control from the low priority task to the ISR. Now, what is the role of ISR, interrupt service routine? The role is to make the high priority task ready to run. Okay. Now, what is done in this preemptive type of kernel? Just see, once your ISR makes your high priority task ready to run, the low priority task will go in a ready to run state. Okay. And your high priority task will go into the running state. Are you getting or not? So that's why the task state transition diagram is very important. Again, I will explain. Initially, the low priority task is in execution, that is shown by this gray rectangular area. At instant 2, there is an ISR, that is interrupt service routine occurs. So this ISR will make the high priority task ready to run. Okay, but now we know that the low priority task is already in a running state. So what happens whenever this kind of ISR occurs, it will make the high priority task ready to run. Okay, and already there is a low priority task in a running state. So now your scheduler will compare the priorities of the low priority task and the priority of the high priority task. Okay, and it will observe that the another, that is the second task having the highest priority. So it will put that task into the running state, whereas the previous task which having the highest which having the lowest priority, it will put that task into the you are ready to run state. Okay, so right now what happened, low priority task is running state, some ISR occurs, that ISR makes your high priority task ready to run. So your control will shift, that is now microcontroller will shift from low priority task to the high priority task. So that is what's shown by the instant 3. That is high priority task will get the control of the microcontroller and it will execute that high priority task first. Okay, so now that is how it is execute the high priority task. And once high priority task is executed, you just see that there is an arrow, okay, toward the left hand side. So that this shows that the high priority task is executed, and now the low priority task which is not completed now gets the control and it will get executed, okay, during this particular gray area. So this total gray area shows that now low priority task will be executed. Okay, so now this is what the preemptive type of kernel. Again, I will ask the same question. What is your observation? Yeah. So what is the difference between non-preemptive and preemptive type of kernel? Anyone? It's very simple. So what is done in preemptive type of kernel? You just observe preemptive type of kernel. In this, what happens? Whenever there is a high priority task that would interrupt the low priority task, so that time the control is shifted from low priority task to the high priority task. Okay, so such a kind of kernels are called as a preemptive type of kernel. Okay, for example, I have given the same example, that is my online lecture having the low priority, and if some other family member have interrupted you, now that is the highest priority. Now what happened in the non-preemptive type of kernel, my lecture is in that is going on, and if somebody have interrupted you, so what you have done, you have just say that just wait for some time, once this lecture is over, I will give the service to you. Okay, that means you are first completing the task, your task 1, which is the online lecture. Okay, and only then you are going to give the service to the your family member, which is having the highest priority. Okay, so that is the example of the non-preemptive type of kernel. Now what is the example of preemptive type of kernel? That is the same example. My online lecture is going on, and after some time, if your any family member have interrupted you, so in this case, what happened? You have just shift yourself from the online lecture to your family member. You have done whatever the things required by your family member, and then again come back to the online lecture. Okay, because online lecture having the low priority task. Okay, so this is the example of preemptive type of kernel. That means you are preempting the low priority task and going to execute the highest priority task. Okay, now are you getting or not? I have given a very simple example. So the same, just I have only 1 minute from this session. Okay, once it is over, try to rejoin the same session. Okay, we have another point also that is very important.